Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Wow, good. I'm like real bright is what I am.
Sometimes that happens to me too. I think it's just like where the I don't know, often it
Okay, we're
passes.
gonna
Look,
go with it.
I love
Cheers.
it. Yeah, it's perfect.
Hi,
People
thank you
pay
for
for this
having
kind of
me.
lighting. Thanks.
I know, wow, I'm not real. I look, wow. It's like, Hi.
Hi, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I just heard you guys talking about FOMO, and I want JOMO, which is joy of missing out, which is when you're in bed and you see people posting things that they're out, you are so relieved that you are not out and you are in your bed. I feel like I have the opposite of FOMO, so I'm going with JOMO. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yep.
coin that today.
Okay. Look at this. All of this whole Instagram live. We're gonna have a lot of almost at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. By the way, I love those butterflies on your wall. That's so cute.
So I thought it only fitting to do this in my daughter's room where I wrote my book, which is the life of a mom who writes. Is, I don't have a fancy or even just non-fancy office to myself. So I wrote most of my book about motherhood in my daughter's room in the glider chair. And yeah, so here I am back in her room doing all of my professional things in my daughter's room.
I mean, I was going to say like work-life balance. I mean, here you are.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Wait, so first of all, how old is your daughter?
So I have a 6-year-old daughter and a 13-year-old son. And when I started writing my book, my daughter was around 2, and my son, oh man, math on that, I think he was around 8. So I had pretty little kids, and I wasn't an author. I'd never written a book before, but I had an idea that just I couldn't leave. So I one day all of a sudden I was just thinking about what would two moms actually do if they went to Vegas together and they were at the end of their ropes? Like, would they do drugs? Would they cheat? Would they just lay in bed alone with no one touching them and watching reality TV? Like I really wanted to write through that and go there. And then I thought, what if one of them was the other one's therapist? Like, we're all human and we all give each other medicine in different ways. So what if that was a twist? And then the last thing that sealed the deal for me was like, and what if Snoop Dogg was one of their neighbors? Like, how would this work? And so I had this idea and I thought that would be fun to write, and immediately was like, well, I don't know how to write a book. Like, how, and I have a 2-year old, like, how would I just do that? And then for a week straight, I couldn't sleep. And I was up at night just taking notes about character things and quirks and scenes. And basically everything I'd wanted to say about the relentlessness of motherhood. And after a week, I was like, well, this is non-consensual. Like, the only way out of this is to write it. And so I taught myself how to write a book while writing a book because I had an idea that wouldn't let go.
That's amazing.
Is it amazing, or is it is it a red flag? It's either way.
Perhaps,
Both,
perhaps a red flag, but
maybe both. Yeah.
maybe both. But it's just really cool. It's really inspiring to like learn anything new in the midst of the chaos that is being a mom and or a
Yes.
dad or whatever, or just like when life is so overwhelming to find a creative outlet for it, I think is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
So at least
Yeah.
you
I'm,
get
I'm
that.
so I'm so happy I did it. Actually, now that I think about it, while I was still in the trenches, like in the thick of having small children, because as you probably know too, as they get older, things soften, and you think, was it really that hard? And yeah, they didn't sleep, but I mean, that's what happens. And then I go back to my book. I go back to my book, and I think, and I read it, and I go, oh my gosh, that was not just, oh, no big deal. So it was crazy making to write it while in the thick of it. And I also felt like I owed it to myself and to my readers and to my podcast listeners to really be real about it, because that is what I felt like was missing in motherhood literature. Is people were willing to go so far, but not as far as I go in this, about the truth and the reality of what the experience is. And so I feel like I did my job in that I there's nothing I hold back in here.
Wow. I have to say I have not had a chance to read your whole book, but I am so
No.
excited to, and it sounds so great, and that's why you're on today. It's like it sounds so good, and I'm like running out of time, but
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
to
No
read the books.
worries.
But this is like this is exactly the type of book I love to read, you know?
Oh, perfect. Well, and I've had this early reader group reading it this past week, and it's been so amazing to finally release this to my people who I wrote it for. I mean, I wrote it for myself and I wrote it for all the other moms like me, but I'm getting DMs all the time that are like, I am sitting here bawling and I'm also laughing so hard. This read could not have come at a better time. And it's the most gratifying thing to know that I did the thing that I set out to do. So I feel like timing wise, also, you got a bunch of moms who are with kids nonstop, who want to be validated and seen and who maybe want to laugh about it. But then the second half of the book takes them on a trip that we all wish we could go on right now, which is like a wild girls trip. So I didn't intend to write a really great fitting book for the pandemic, but if that's how it turns out, then so be it. I've had to
Yeah.
wait a long time, so maybe there was something to it.
Wow, that's great. I know the other day I was like gonna go sit in the car just to like not be here.
Oh yeah, I've done that. Yes.
But then I knew they'd all be like, so anyway.
Well, that's why you drive away and then you go find a really nice neighborhood and you soak up their niceness for free and park on the side of the street.
I would if it were like I just couldn't do it to him. Not last night while I was like in a anyway, and not, if I could plan it, if I could put the
Yes,
devices on or something, but
exactly. Yes.
but yeah, I mean there's a lot of moms, there's a lot of like tough mom moments out there, and how nice to be able to just like deal with like be in someone else's head instead of our own
Yes.
for a little bit.
Right. And also, I think too, that's what people have been saying to me is I thought I was the only one that felt this specific way. And that's what I mean about, I don't hold back is we all know as moms, we love our kids. So I don't have to, in my book, prove that for 50 pages so people don't think I'm a psychopath, right? So, but I know that we all have that, anytime we complain about kids, we always preface it with, I love them. And then we say our thing. So it's like I always trust with other moms that we know that that's there. So then let's get to the real juice of what we want to talk about. So that's where I wanted to go here. And like I said, I feel like the timing right now is people are like, yeah, I need to go to this deeper place. So, and also laugh about ridiculous crap. So there's ridiculous, hilarious crap in here too. So.
And when does it come out?
I'm also a May 5th, so just a couple weeks.
Excellent. May 5th
Yeah.
has a lot of great books coming out.
I know.
Someone's asking to repeat the name of the book. Can you hold it up again? It's called
Yes.
Adult Conversation.
It's called Adult Conversation, and I also have a podcast and a pretty robust Facebook page and just sort of a community that I created around real talk about motherhood and also, some comedy and humor. I've had a couple viral videos happen just because I'm a grown woman who still makes movies, just like, what would be fun? And then knocks on my neighbor's door. Can you stand at the end of the street so I can film a scene? I mean, I'm literally like a 12-year-old. Like that's how I was when I was 12, making funny, weird movies. So apparently I haven't matured very much.
Well, now you have an audience. So there you go.
Yeah. Again, red flag or awesome. It could go either way.
Where are you based in the world, by the way? Where are you?
I'm in Southern California, so I'm nearby Laguna Beach area.
Oh, okay. Gosh, Laguna Beach is so pretty.
Yes, it is.
Well, I used to, in the olden days, spend a lot of time in LA. So maybe we can meet in person if I ever get back there.
Oh my gosh, I'd love to. Yeah, let me know if you do.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations, May 5th. I'll be rooting for you and helping however I can. And congratulations.
Thank you so much, Zibby. It was nice to meet you.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye.